Hello everybody, and welcome back to Learning and Technology. This is Frank. Today we're going to take a look at iOS devices, an iPad, an iPhone, and what we're going to do is we're going to ask ourselves, hey, is there an application that's running on my iPad that I'd really like to share out with my students using Microsoft Teams? Well, we can do that. What we're going to do is we're going to take our iPad, we're going to send it over to our Windows computer, and then we're going to use Microsoft Teams to share it out with our remote audience. Let's get to it. The way things normally work when I have an iOS device that I want to share in a classroom is that I will screencast this particular screen onto a TV, or I'll screencast this onto a projecting device using an Apple TV. If I want to send this to my Windows computer, what I need to do is on my Windows computer install an application that turns it into a screen share receiver. To do that, I can then go into screen sharing. That computer running that screen sharing receiver will allow me to cast that screen over to my computer, and then I can open up whatever applications I want and they will appear on my computer. I can then open up Microsoft Teams and share that out as part of my team meeting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch this application called A Power Mirror, which will allow me to turn my Windows machine into a screen sharing receiver. There are other tools out there that you can use as well. On my Mac computer, I use a program called Reflector Teacher as well as Reflector 3. In my case, A Power Mirror has been a little bit more stable for me on my Windows machine. However, all applications that work in your environment will be good. You can test either one of those two in a trial version to find out which one works best on your system. So now I'm going to go through and I'm just casting to this screen here. And as you can see, I'm now using my iPad to the side and I'm able to see everything that's happening on my iPad on my Windows computer. So let's go to Microsoft Teams, and underneath my Astronomy class, let's have a class. So I'm going to go in and we'll call this Day 1, the stars. Okay, and we'll go ahead and meet. I'll just mute my video in case my webcam comes in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Share. Underneath Sharing, I'm going to share that A Power Mirror application. And now you can see I'm actually sharing this application in the Microsoft Teams meeting, and I can go through and I can demonstrate, to the students the various different things that I want to show them in my astronomy program. I can have conversations with them, and they're seeing this neat application that runs on my iPad right here in the team meeting. If we were to go in, we can of course just bring this up and talk about the chat and such, and I can come back to the application. I'm seeing this application on my iPad, so I don't necessarily need to see it on my screen, but I need it on my screen so that I can share it out with my students. One of the questions I often get as well is, what's happening in Microsoft Teams if I'm recording this as I'm lecturing? So I'm talking about, the stars, I'm going in, I'm focusing on different elements, I'm talking about some of the different things that are going to be happening tonight, all the various different things that I want to do for my astronomy course. And what I did is I'm recording this in Microsoft Teams. Cool part about that is when I go into Microsoft Teams, let's get this double click here, I can now go in and stop that recording. That will process that recording into Microsoft Stream, and now my lecture as well as my screen sharing will be available to my students to review. So now you can see that my stream has been processed. It's a very short class, only 44 seconds. But if I go into that stream, I'm now able to review it and I'm able to see the class. I can make this large so that I can see the entire screen. And this is what my students saw while I was presenting. So they saw that iPad and only that iPad application because that's what I was sharing. As always, if this video was helpful to you, please hit the like button. If you like tips like this, please hit the subscribe button and consider sharing this out to other people that you think might benefit from this tip. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.